The Crystal Tower was probably the whole set of them were probably my favorite of the 24-man dungeons. So let's see here. Legacy of Allag. An oddly garbed man visiting Revenant's Toll has some information which might be of interest to an experienced adventurer. Do I know you? Ah, unless I am very much mistaken, you are the famed adventurer who bested the Garlean Empire's general. Are you not? The great illusion fox herself? Amazing and more than a little serendipitous. One might even call it fate, but recently received word of a truly unique opportunity to see. An opportunity the like of which none but one of your proven worth could take advantage. The reward not less than the accumulated knowledge of a fallen civilization. The risk, a single misstep, could cost you your life. But it's a little danger to a storied hero such as you. A woman with absolute confidence in her own abilities stands to profit handsomely from this adventure. No, I crave no recompense for my part in bringing this opportunity to your attention. This historic discoveries you shall make will be reward enough, I assure you. If my words have fanned the flames of your curiosity, then I bid you seek a man by the name of Rambrose at St. Coinix Find. It is he who stands at the doorway to untold marvels, awaiting the arrival of a champion bold enough to march across the threshold. Why, if it isn't Illusion Fox herself, I was not expecting such a celebrated guest. What do I owe the honor of this visit? You are directed here, you say, by a man clad in foreign garb? Well, the opportunity you spoke of must surely refer to our latest anthropogeographical endeavor. Quite how he came to know of it is another matter. All knowledge of this project was supposed to be restricted to my organization, but that is something for me to ponder in private. You are here now, and your service as well. I am certain to prove invaluable. I must warn you, however, that the venture we have in mind is no simple excavation. An unprepared or incautious adventurer could very well find herself on an unplanned and unpleasant journey to Thal's solemn halls. Knowing this, do you still wish to lend us your cooperation? Yes. Or I thought you would say that. Your courage is scarcely a secret. Now, the first. I thought it was you. What brings you to St. Cornix? Don't tell me the Alliance has sent you on another realm-shaking, history-making mission to lay low an apparently insuperable foe. Yes? No? I see you two are already acquainted. That is well, Master Garland. Our intrepid hero here caught wind of the forthcoming expedition and has kindly pledged to assist us. She has she? Glad to have you aboard. You don't have the faintest idea what you volunteered for, do you? Very well, let us begin at the beginning. The sons of St. Koinak are tasked with unearthing the secrets of the long-fallen Allegan Empire, and this present endeavor aims to delve more deeply into the civilization's mysteries than ever before. Ah, but I know that look. In the event that you feel ill-equipped to contribute much on the subject of Allegan archaeology, I invite you to recall your encounter with the Ultima weapon. That mechanical monstrosity represented a feat of engineering far beyond aught Garlemald can presently achieve. Nero Tulskava simply awoke it. I mention this by way of reminder that you have had what one might term extensive first-hand experience with notable Allegan relic. In short, you're practically an archaeologist. Now to the core of the matter. Here in Mordona there stands an entire Allegan structure we've yet to investigate. I speak, of course, of the Crystal Tower. After witnessing the destructive capabilities of the Ultima weapon and the Lesser Moon Dalamud, before it seems wise to treat any remnants from the air with the utmost caution. They must be analyzed, monitored, and above all, kept from falling into the wrong hands. To put it plain, I have no wish to see another megalomaniacal legatus yield one of those weapons. It was the thought which first moved me to contact the Suns and propose that the tower be explored. For several millennia, this crystal tower remained hidden, buried deep underground, but like so many other things that were better left undisturbed, the structure was freed from its stony prison by the great upheaval which accompanied the coming of the Seventh Umbral Era. It now stands revealed in all its splendor, a gleaming spear of crystal pointed at the bosom of the heavens. We believe that the tower to be the repository of much of the ancients' wisdom. Unfortunately, its entrance is guarded by formidable defenses, and we cannot so much as peep through the keyhole, much less set a foot inside. These defenses take the form of statues carved into the likeness of giant swordsmen, the Eight Sentinels. As the Suns are wont to call them, it is the first barrier we must overcome. Why not simply fly over them in an airship? Yes, it's been tried before. Any vessel that ventures too close to the tower is blasted out of the air. We either destroy these statues or the front door is forever beyond our reach. My colleagues and I are ill-suited in negotiating such deadly hazards. Thus, if we are to gain access to the tower's secrets, we must needs employ the services of an experienced adventurer. It would be difficult and dangerous, but I can think of no finer woman for the task. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you had a taste for these deadly escapades. I look forward to working with you again. There's much and more to be done before we can begin the expedition proper. Take some time to prepare yourself, and I shall explain the challenges that lie ahead. Our first objective is to reach the entrance to the Crystal Tower. As I previously mentioned, however, that will prove no easy task. The entrance is guarded by powerful defense mechanisms, each utilizing one of the four elements of fire, water, wind, or earth. Anyone attempting to simply stroll past these sleeping sentinels invites swift obliteration. Based on Master Garlon's analysis, however, we are reasonably certain that the attacks these lethal contraptions can be reflected using a crystal of the corresponding element. Naturally, these crystals must be of surpassing clarity, free of the slightest impurities, much like the flawless specimens used by the beastmen in their primal summoning rituals. Mayhap I should have said exactly like. The specimens they used were there any other way, we would not ask this of you, but we need someone to enter the Beast Tribe strongholds and liberate their perfect crystals. For the moment, I would have you focus on obtaining 2 of the 4 crystals required. Pray and make for Lanasia, where both the Sopsa spawning grounds and Gumara mines are located. You may be certain that the material used in the Beastman's sacred rituals will be well defended. Whether you choose to venture there alone or with companions, I shall leave you to your discretion. But whatever you do, please be careful. Well, I think there's a fate that's supposed to spawn there that I'm supposed to do. I think that's what's supposed to happen, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've done this. Or they may have changed it. So I remember having to wait for things, which the only thing I think of that I would have had to wait for was a fate to spawn. Because not only did you have to wait for it to spawn, but you had to get, I think, at least gold on it. You might have been able to get away with silver, but I do believe you had to get gold, which meant sitting there for like hours when it first came out, trying to actually achieve that. But I was just like, I was talking with some people last night, and it's like, I didn't remember any of the other expansions having like an early access period, but apparently they did. I was wrong. I'm willing to admit that. How progress your efforts in infiltrating the Beastman's strongholds? I got 2 out of the 4. You've done well. With these in our possession, we lack only the crystal of fire and wind. The former lies with the heart, the water came with Emulsion and Thanalan, the latter in Natalan, the root of the exile in the hills of Querithus. You can expect them to be as close to guard as the first 2, if not more so. Still, I look forward to receiving word of your resounding success. Thanalan. No, it's gonna be Southern Thanalan. Wonder how far I'll have to progress this. I don't know. We'll just try and go through. We'll try and go through the entire thing, and then just go back to ARR. It's good to see you. Tell me, were you able to obtain the remaining crystals from the Beastmen? I was. Wonderful. With all 4 crystals in hand, we are now ready to proceed to the next stage of our preparations. I hope I did not give you the impression that we would be embarking on our journey to the Crystal Tower just yet. Alas, there is another step which must be completed ere we come to that. While the crystals we required are indeed flawless, they are of little use to us in the present form. If they are to reflect the elemental force of the tower's defenses, they must needs to be cut and polished. A process which calls for a very particular set of materials. Procuring them will be a challenge in itself. I fear needless to say, we'll be requiring your services once again. What do you need? Fall crystals will be prepared for us to retain their elemental purity during the shaping process. A very specific set of abrasive substances will be required. Well, I say substances, but one might just as well call them one substance, namely aether sand, which has four elementally aspected varieties. Alas, aether sand is neither common nor cheap. Indeed, it is not unusual for the abrasive to exceed the value of the precious stone it is used to polish. Given the rarity of the materials in question, Guildmaster, however, I was informed that no aether sand was currently available, though I requested that word be sent as soon as new stock came in. I have yet to receive aught but apologies. I should mention at this point that I placed the order sometime before you procured the flawless crystals. I am well aware that acquiring aether sand is no small feat, of course, and I am not an impatient man, but I fear the more we delay our investigation, the greater the risk that the tower's secrets may fall into the hands of other less savory parties. That is why I wish to entrust you with the payment for our purchase and send you to speak directly with Guildmaster Serendipity. May have the presence of such a distinguished personage will spur the guild into action. In any event, it is my hope that when we next meet, you will have found at least one of the four varieties of aether sand we require. Oh wait, why am I doing this? Ah, welcome, welcome. What brings you here, if I may ask? You're here on behalf of the Sons of St. Koinek. What fortunate timing. It's just about to contact Master Rose with the news that we've finally managed to acquire a quantity of fire-aspected aether sand. I'm afraid it may be some time before we can supply the other three varieties, but you are welcome to settle accounts for that which we have now. Pray speak with Jim over. Ah, I do beg your pardon, it seems she's assisting another customer. Come on then, there must be something you can do. Without this sand, we'll have to rethink our whole design. I sympathize with your plight, sir, but as I explained, the aether sand in question is already spoken for. If you'd like to reserve the next shipment, then I would be happy to accept the funds you've offered as partial payment. Partial? Are you saying it's not enough? I'm already stretching our research budget as it is. I suppose a man can do without a midday meal for a year or two. It's been too long. What brings you here, then? Got your eye on something expensive, have you? Oh no, that is quite a money pouch. The sound of so many gills clinging together is strangely satisfying, is it not? Calming and yet invigorating at the same time. Oh no, you're here from blooming aether sand, aren't you? Well, I can't deny the Algan civilization is a subject worth researching. The chief said he was looking into something big, but we never thought to ask him what. Wedge and I have been too busy tinkering with a new airship design to think of much else. See, well, I say tinkering, wrestling would be more like it. Still, after much wringing of hands and gnashing of teeth, we managed to put together a prototype crystal-powered propulsion system. We got the idea for it when we heard how you lot had used a corrupted crystal on board the Enterprise. As a matter of fact, anyway, to cut a long story short, our design calls for all 4 varieties of aether sand. And that's why I can't just relinquish my claims on this batch here, even for you, lass. How are we meant to usher in a brave new age of technological innovation if not by technologically innovating? While I hesitate to interrupt such an impassioned speech, duty compels me to point out that this lady is a representative of the organization that reserved the aether sand in question, to mention nothing of the fact that her purse is considerably larger than yours. Oh, it's like that, is it? Alright, this batch is yours, I'll let you have it, but if you're going to take my sand, it's only fair that you grant me a role in this project of yours. I'll take that as a yes. It's not every day you get a chance to experiment with the wonders of the ancients. With any luck, they'll inspire me to think up another technological innovation or two. Now then, from what you've told me, I'm guessing you'll be needing the other 3 varieties of elemental aspect of the aether sand as well, right? Then rather than sitting on your rump waiting for a shipment that may never come, I reckon your time would be better spent looking for the stuff yourself. And it just so happens I know a good place to start. There's said to be a peddler in northern Thailand who very occasionally handles the earth aspected variety of aether sand. Wedge is in the process of confirming the rumor as we speak. I know what you're thinking. Where? Know what you're thinking. When did my timid little friend decide he didn't need me to hold his hand anymore? And the answer being just the other day. Seems he's been inspired by a certain adventurer's heroic example. Thought he was joking when he volunteered to go to Thailand without me. I just hope he manages to stay out of trouble. Head out to Blue Fog and you should find him poking about with his new bodyguard. Oh, did I mention her? I Wedge thought it might be wise to hire an adventurer to accompany him, just in case your heroic example turned out to be less inspiring than he first thought. Save your greetings. If you're looking for a higher blade, then you'll have to look elsewhere. After the day I've had, the only company I crave is a squat, silent type. The type that has a handle and holds no less than a pint of ale. You wish to hear my tale? I warn you, it's no stirring epic, but as you asked, my employer, a Lawful lad, wishes to pay a visit to a peddler who deals in some manner of special sand. I forget what it was called, but 'tis importantly worth a small fortune anyway. When he arrived, the man claimed his stock had been stolen by bandits. Determined not to return empty-handed, we crept into the bandit's stronghold and set about locating the stolen goods. Long story short, alarms were raised, rogues were awoken, and we fled in blind panic. I was separated from my employer in the confusion, and I've not seen him since. Oh, a friend of yours, is he? You must be prepared for the worst. It's just possible the poor sod may yet be lost in the old Almagina mithril mine, but I fear the bandits will have caught up with them by now. How could I be so stupid sneaking into a bandit's lair? It's just not the sort of thing I do, and now I'm going to die for it. No, I just need to calm down. I can do this. I can be brave. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to walk out of here. Here we go. I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. I promise I'll leave and never come back. Is it really you? But how did you find me? Can you smell fear? Actually, ignore that smell of him. I expect you're wondering why I'm here. Well, I wonder what smell that is. Well, it's just in the process of retrieving some stolen aether sand, which Biggs and I need for our research. As it happens, it was, I concede, perhaps a touch foolish and very nearly fatal, but I did succeed in snatching the stuff before my bodyguard ran away, and several dozen bandits came piling after me with knives and axes and what looked very much like a plank with a rusty nail in it. Anyway, the important thing is that the stolen aether sand is right here in my, oh dear, I must fall now. I when I was taking evasive maneuvers. It seems I won't be leaving this infernal place for a while yet. You'll find the aether sand in my stead? Oh, thank the gods, you're a true friend, Delusion. I hope the search doesn't prove too troublesome. The bandits don't seem to care much for visitors. Have you had any luck locating the aether sand? Yes, I have. Yes, that's it. I must return to the workshop at once and tell Biggs the wonderful news. What's that? You've also come on a mission to collect everything, and you're working with the chief of Treasure Trove of Allag and Knowledge, you say? I see. Then you should really be the one to have this. Biggs and I are far from exhausting all possible avenues of airship innovation, but it sounds as if your problem can't be solved by any other means. This expedition of yours sounds jolly interesting, I must say. I'm half inclined to join you. In fact, I think I will. Any venture worth the chief's name, time must be worth a look. Right, I'm more than ready to leave this awful place behind, and you should return to Mordona with that aether sand before there are any more little mishaps. Be sure to come keep a close eye on your pockets. Wrong way. You have returned. I take from your presence that you were successful in procuring us some aether sand. Tell me, which variety did you find? I see, 2 varieties. Well, that is 2 more than could reasonably be expected, and 2 less than I'd hoped you would say. Forgive my flippancy, you have done well, truly. If all goes to plan, we need no longer fear death by fire or earth. If you would be so kind as to prepare the relevant crystals, I shall set to work immediately. Truth be told, I've been looking forward to this one. This one does not encounter materials like these every day. Speaking of which, how in the 7 hells did you find them? Mistake me not, old friend. I know only too well how capable you are, but aether sand isn't something you simply find gathering dust at the back of a merchant's rare gem cabinet. You had help from Biggs and Wedge? Trust them to design a revolutionary new engine the moment I turn my back? How is the genius meant to rest on his laurels when his employees are so damnably inventive? And now they're determined to join us, are they? Typical. I guess, of course, it would be good to have them around. Still, as a matter of professional pride, let's endeavor to procure the 2 remaining varieties of aether sand before they arrive, shall we? Tell me, have we any information on where the water and wind aspected types might be hiding? Not as of yet, but I have made certain arrangements. We shall soon see if my efforts have borne fruit. Forgive me for observing, but you seem less than enthusiastic about that prospect. If there's a complication, I'd rather we discuss it now than risk jeopardizing the expedition. May have an explanation is in order, but first let us savor the preliminary victory that illusion has won for our cause, if only for a moment. Performance for the ages. Yes, I must speak of the arrangements I made to acquire the 2 remaining varieties of aether sand. Some days ago, I asked a Charlatan acquaintance of mine to travel to Gridania and there gather the necessary materials. Since that time, however, I have heard nary whisper from him. Frank, this lack of communication is not entirely uncharacteristic, but I cannot discount the possibility that something ill has befallen the man. Alas, we do not have time to investigate his fate. As I have mentioned before, the more we delay our expedition, the more likely it is that the Crystal Tower's secrets will fall into the wrong hands. Therefore, I would entrust with you with the same mission I assigned to my friend. Travel to the Black Shroud and seek out Parson Simontrette, the master of the markets in Gridania. If anyone knows where aether sand might be bought, it is he. No, I don't have the Botanist Guild one yet. Yes, I'm sorry. Did you say you wish to purchase the Aether? Forgive me, madam, but have you the faintest idea of the rarity of the material you seek? I have not seen so much as a grain of Aether sand in these markets for many a long year. I tell you where one might mine the ore from which the water aspect and the variety of the abrasive is derived, but only a desperate fool would willingly set foot in the place. You seem determined very well. Everyone with the Earth's gift, that is where the ore is to be found, in an area inhabited by a particularly pernicious hog. Should you encounter the Brutus nightmare, you will know that you are in the right place, albeit at the wrong time. Farewell. You are too late, adventurer, and not only for the entertainment, you will find no trace of the ore which originally lay here. Nay, not so much as a speck. Ah, no, you will never spy me from there. For the time being, at least, you will have to trust the evidence of your ears. Now stop squinting at the foliage and listen. As I told you, the water-blessed mineral you hope to find is gone, taken by me. Victory has made me magnanimous, however. Accordingly, I have decided to share location an alternative source of the Aether Sand with you. The wind touch variety, to be specific. I trust I have your attention good. A band of excellent North Shroud keeps a quantity of the abrasive for the purpose of removing impurities from lesser crystals. Well, do you mean to dally here all day? Make haste, adventurer, before I snatch another prize from under your nose. This is to be rare. The Lake Sully logging grounds in the North Shell shall be our destination, and that is where the real amusement will begin. May the best man win. Wasn't for long. Bravo, that is quite a show, adventurer. Why the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of Aether Sand slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations, the wind touch abrasive is yours. And yet, having been treated to such memorable performance, I cannot help feeling that the greater prize is mine. The inequity must not stand. I insist that you accept a token of my appreciation. Payment for this entertainment will be waiting for you to the east in a clearing within Proud Creek. Pray retrieve the gift ere it is crushed beneath the iron feet of the Dullons. Not what you were expecting. I took the liberty of refining the ore from Earth's gift into Aether Sand. Do keep it safe, adventurer. Lest you accuse me of playing games, you should know that the thought of relinquishing my prize never once crossed my mind until I saw you in action. And such deeds must needs be rewarded. It is my vocation, you see, to record history as is made by mortal men, and I much prefer to chronicle the accomplishments of the bold and the mighty. Thus it is my fervent wish that you continue your career with the same courage and zeal you have shown today. We shall meet again, adventurer, and sooner than you may imagine. Excuse me. What news of your mission? Are we any closer to acquiring the remaining abrasives? You brought both? I shall have Master Gun begin work on the crystals immediately. There, that should do the trick. Excellent work. We now possess all four of the fangs required to pierce the Crystal Tower's defenses. My compliments, Master Garland. Oh, it was a trifling matter, I assure you. Here's one you should be thanking. Anyway, by my reckoning, there's nothing stopping us from striding up to the Allegans' front door. You can't go without us, Chief. Biggs, Wedge, come to lend a hand, have ya? Well, it's not every day you get a chance to study the wonders of the Allegan Empire, is it? Their technology makes Scarlet look ancient. I appreciate your enthusiasm, lads, I really do, but we're not here to take this knowledge for ourselves. Twice in the last decade, the promise of unimaginable power has prompted men to meddle with technology they do not understand, and the realm has been dragged into the very brink of oblivion on both occasions. We shall not be so irresponsible as to risk another. Wedge, do you recall our company's creed? Yes, Chief, it's freedom through technology. Exactly, freedom. When we forsook our homeland, we swore that we would have no truck with machines that could be used to promote tyranny. That has not changed. Should you feel tempted to break your oath, remember this. The wonders of the all-knowing Allegan Empire could not save Their civilization have damn near doomed ours twice. That's why we must explore the Crystal Tower and if needs be, seal away its secrets. A compelling viewpoint it is unyielding wills such as yours that have defined the course of history. So you return at last. What, pray tell, has kept you so wholly preoccupied that you could not spare a moment to inform me of your progress or preservation? Why, the task that you assigned me, of course. Surely you have not forgotten about the Aether Sand. I tasked this passing adventure with delivering it. A more capable courier I could not imagine. Greetings, adventurer. Did I not say we would meet again? I believe an introduction is in order. I am Gratia, one of the students of Baldagian. I look forward to joining you on your groundbreaking expedition. Has been assigned to the project as an observer. I hope you will forgive him for his eccentricities and welcome him as one of our own. So then, our fellowship is complete, and all stand ready to step into the unknown. 3 cheers for Noah. Noah? That is the name I have chosen for our little collective. Given our differing backgrounds, we cannot very well call ourselves the Sons of St. Koinik. Now, can we? And we must have a memorable appellation if our venture is to leave its mark in the annals of history. I could claim that NOAA stands for Nominated Observers or Artifacts Historical, and so it does, technically, but my true reason for choosing the name stems from the fact that it is shared by a vaunted Allagan Archmagus. An Archmagus, I like the sound of that. Very well, now that the pressing matter of what to call ourselves has been settled, it's time we set forth to brave the outer defense of the Crystal Tower. Is everyone ready to depart? Eager to begin the expedition to the Crystal Tower. Esteemed colleagues, the secrets of ancient allag beckon. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, adventurer. You and I will join the engineers of the Crystal Tower's main gateway, where we will endeavor to neutralize the structure's outer defenses. Rambrose, meanwhile, will remain here and oversee the operation. Given my knowledge of Allagan history, it seems logical that I should lead the expedition itself, though I admit the role does not exactly befit my status as an observer. Still, we can but make use of this resource at hand, assuming all are in agreement. Let us proceed forthwith to the large lopsided gate found to the southeast. Okay. Crystal Tower lies beyond this portal. Now comes the interesting part. Sid, you are the only one of our number who has ever crossed this threshold. I ask that you take the lead for the present. I say, the energy reading from these statues is palpable. Lucky for us that it is. One might otherwise stroll past them. Feast your eyes on the elemental defenses which prompted our lengthy preparations. These sentinels prevent would-be intruders from advancing to within 20 yalms of the tower's inner reaches. No matter how swift they may be. Happily, the crystal fangs we took such pains to craft should spare us the inconvenience of instantaneous annihilation. Here, allow me to demonstrate. Chief, it's too dangerous to allow anyone else to risk his life testing one? Quite right, I made the damn things. It's my job to see that they work. Well, I mean, it's good of them to be, well, I created them. Let me make sure that they work and not risk anyone else. Success! I, for one, am convinced, friends. Ready your fangs. This last one is yours, old friend. It seemed only right. We did it so much for the outer defenses. Indeed, the ancient tower is near at hand. My blood fairly sings with anticipation. Speaking of blood, I have proposed for the next stage of the expedition. I suggest we wait here while Illusion and the handpicked party of her adventuring companions enter the tower. What? What without us? I thought we came here to survey the entire structure. We did, and we will, but our investigation must proceed at a more measured pace. If the outside of the palace is this well defended, can you imagine what awaits us on the inside? Only a true hero could reasonably hope to brave the hazards ahead and live to tell the tale. Illusion here fits that description better than anyone I know. And it is not as if we shall be idle in her absence. While Illusion and her companions are risking life and limb to beat us a path to the tower, we can set about analyzing this rebel for evidence of how its technologies function. Your knowledge of ancient lore will be invaluable in that endeavor, historian Grahatia. Bah, do you ever tire of being right, old man? Illusion, as it seems, I won't be accompanying you. Allow me at least to provide some instruction. The maze that surrounds the base of the tower is known as the Labyrinth of Ancients. During this initial foray, I suggest you concentrate on ridding the place of hostile elements. When you are reasonably certain the maze is secure, contact me via link shell and we shall join you post haste no matter what Master Garland says. Though we would prefer if any relics when you encounter remained intact, you have leave to do whatever is necessary to secure ingress to the upper levels of the tower. Fortune go with you. Well, Stream Raiders, we certainly got screwed over. I've never been beaten that badly by the board members. Oh shit, that was pretty insta-Q. That's not what I was expecting. I don't think I'm going to win by timeout. I think I'm going to lose regardless of what happens. Yeah, I was right. Used to be you actually had to follow mechanics a little bit more with these fights, but not really anymore. There's only one fight where you really still have to worry about mechanics in here. Or no, two. Two fights you still have to really worry about mechanics. It's a bone dragon. Why would it not come back to life? Oh shit. Not everyone's to their assigned areas. And if you don't get into your assigned area, you just go to B, if I remember correctly. Oh no, I actually went to the right one. That's one of those. That's one of the ones where it's like mechanics must be followed, which is basically you have to have 4 people on each of the front plates, so that way then you can damage the bosses that are on the back plates. Ah, come back here. Keep forgetting to drop that. Mechanics are it depends on how fast you kill them, but sometimes mechanics are actually important on that fight. Sometimes they're not. I've seen tanks actually survive that, surprisingly, somehow. You call that a labyrinth? Okay, greet that, greet that, greet that, greet that. Pass on that, pass on that, pass on that. Hello there, illusion. Very impressive, I must say. Your name shall be writ large in the volumes that are sure to be penned on this historic expedition. The scale of the structure defies comprehension. Someone plainly thought bigger was better. According to the findings of my Bodasian colleagues, the Crystal Tower is constructed to collect and store the endless energies of the sun, a characteristically ambitious undertaking. Now, what of the tower's inner defenses? Judging by your haggard expression, clearing out the labyrinth was no small feat. A giant of a man wielding a shimmering scimitar, you say? Yes, that will have been Phlegethon. Not Archeron, Phlegethon. He was the hero of the Allag Revolution. And you gleaned that from what exactly? His choice of weapon? Well, I am a historian. I have a certain, shall we say, affinity for the lore of the Allagan Empire. It is, of course, all knowledge gleaned from musty scrolls and tomes. The ancient texts claim that the Crystal Tower is defended by the champions of Eld, resurrected and augmented through the Allagan's extraordinary technology. Chief, you need to see this. Well, well, there it is, the foot of the tower. What surprisingly do you have in store for us, I wonder? I can't tell you how glad I am to have you with us on this little jaunt. Old friend, had you not beaten a path through that maze, I very much doubt we'd be standing here now. Well, we have such much to discuss and digest. Let's retire to St. Koinek's Find for the present, and there plan our next step, lest there be any doubt our expedition has some way to go yet. Okay, I will be right back. Actually, forget what I said. I'm gonna finish up this quest and then we'll call it a night. Because my voice is starting to get strained. And, well, I need my voice. Both for my day job and for this. Why can no fly? That sucks. So good of you to join us, Illusion. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of your experience in the Labyrinth. Take a moment to collect yourself, and when you are ready, we shall debate how best to proceed. Okay, well, we'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's challenge night, so I posted what the current challenges are in my Discord. Till then, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope to see you guys tomorrow.